Hi guys, Claudia Boleyn here, and just making a little video to let you know that I've got an air date for the TV show I'm going to be in. So I'm in a documentary talking about mental illness and mental health issues, and I'm specifically talking about borderline personality disorder. You'll be able to catch that on Thursday night. So it's Thursday the 17th of May. It's going to be on at 10 PM on Channel 5, and the TV show is called Me and My Mental Health. So previously it was billed as Me and My Mental Illness, but the name's now been changed, so it is Me and My Mental Health. I'm quite excited about it because it's my first TV appearance, but obviously I'm also a little bit nervous because I'm talking about like really personal stuff and talking about something with such a huge stigma against it, like borderline personality disorder, is a bit nerve-wracking. I know it was the right choice to do it, and I'm really happy I have. But that doesn't stop me from being a little bit nervous about it, so yeah, we'll have to see. Basically, the TV show is going to include a couple of famous people and some people who aren't famous, like me. So there's Ian Lee from I'm a Celebrity, who does a show on Talk Radio, who you might know about him. He talks a lot about male mental health and mental illness, and I really look up to him. And also Trisha Goddard, the talk show host, who I know as a talk show host, and I also know from Doctor Who Army of Ghosts, where she cameoed in that episode. Do you remember that in Doctor Who? Where the Cybermen were coming through, but we thought they were ghosts, and there was a woman who'd fallen in love with a ghost on Trisha's talk show. Do you remember that? So the reason they're airing it now is that this week is Mental Health Awareness Week in the UK, so they saved it for then. I actually filmed this back in January, so it's been a while, and I can't really remember what I said or anything, because it was like a bit nerve-wracking doing it. I was sitting in a chair and there were lights on me, and I was being like interviewed, and I was interviewed for about like 50 minutes or something, but they'll only use like little bits, I'm sure, but I don't know what they'll use or anything, so I just hope that I come across well. I don't know, I'm nervous but I'm excited, so I hope that you guys will be watching my first time on TV, and I hope that it helps other people with borderline personality disorder, because I think growing up I didn't really have anything to tell me about borderline personality disorder, and it just made me feel even worse than I already did because I didn't understand what was going on. And then once I found out what BPD was, there's so much like misinformation and just nasty stuff about it, which focuses on these negative stereotypes which just aren't backed up by anything. And I think that's really upsetting, you know, when it's viewed as, you know, how people view things like personality disorders, and I think it's similar for other mental health issues like psychosis and schizophrenia. I think there are other mental health issues that are considered sort of scary, not actually because they are scary, but just because there's ableism and misinformation, and people just don't have the knowledge, and people can't really put a face to it necessarily. So that was important to me, to kind of put my face out there as someone with BPD and hopefully show that we're just normal people. I don't know. You probably disagree, you probably think I'm a proper weirdo, but yeah, that's the idea. So hopefully I'll do a good job, and you know, if people are watching it, they'll just see that, you know, there's someone talking about borderline personality disorder who isn't ashamed of it, and who's up for talking about it, and, you know, opening up that conversation, because people with BPD need a lot more help in society, and it needs to be better recognised. Anyway, I'll make a video after I've seen it to let you know my reaction. So it's on Thursday the 17th of May, and it's at 10 o'clock, and it's called Me and My Mental Health. It's actually on George Boleyn's death day, which is interesting. George Boleyn was the little brother of Anne Boleyn, and he was executed on the 17th of May in 1536 on false charges of treason. So that's always like been like a big date for me, so it's strange that this is happening on that date. So yeah, a little bit of irrelevant information for you. So I hope you enjoy it. I am nervous about seeing myself on TV, but hopefully it'll go well, and it will help some people to maybe put a name to what it is that they're feeling, and maybe they won't feel so alone with it, because that can be the worst thing, is when you think that it's just you and you don't know what it is. The suicide rate for people with borderline personality disorder is scarily high, and I genuinely believe that it's not because of the disorder. I think it's because of people's reactions to the disorder and people not understanding it, and there being no education. So people who otherwise could get help and feel like there's a way out, they don't have that information, and I think that's why the numbers are so high, which is why me being on this documentary means a lot to me. And yeah, that's why I went and did it. So I love you loads. See you really soon. Please tell me what you think, and I'll probably be on Twitter afterwards. Yeah, just to talk about it a bit. Okay, I love you loads. I'll see you really soon. Wish me luck. Bye.